English Conversation 1, Week 4, Video 1, 3 Sentence Forms.
Hello, class. It's great to see you again. Are you ready for another corona-free English conversation? I hope so. In English, there are 3 forms of sentences. There's direct positive, there's negative, and there is question forms.
All right, class. Well, we're going to look at 3 sentence forms using the verb to be first. On the screen, you can see a worksheet, and we will break it into 3 parts. A positive statement part, negative statement part, and a question statement part.
Right now, let's talk about the direct positive form.
Positive statements have a subject, a verb, and an object in that order. We call this SVO, subject, verb, object. For example, he is my older brother. He is the subject, is the verb, and my older brother is the object. When speaking in English, sometimes we contract words. Contract means to make smaller. So, for example, I am is contracted into the word I'm. You are is contracted into the word you're. We are is contracted into the word we're. They are they're. He is he's. She is she's. It is its. When you speak, it's good to use the contracted form. It makes your conversation seem more casual and comfortable. Number 1. I, Momo, a student at So-On University. I'm a student at So-On University. Number 2. You, Momo, ready to go to the party. You're ready to go to the party. Number 3. We, Momo, excited to see the movie. We're excited to see the movie. Number 4. They, Momo, happy to be here today. They're happy to be here today. Number 5. He, Momo, on the bus. He's on the bus. Number 6. She, Momo, pretty. She's pretty. Number 7. It, Momo, in my book bag. It's in my book bag.
Right now, let's talk about the negative form.
Negative statements of the verb to be have a subject, a negative plus a verb, and an object. S, negative V, O is the sentence structure for simple sentences. For example, he is not in his room. He is the S, the subject. Is not is the negative verb, and in his room is the object. There are also several ways to say it when we use a contracted form of the verb to be in the negative form. For example, he is not in his room. He's not in his room. He isn't in his room. All three ways are fine. Let's take a close look at the negative contraction for the verb to be. I am not becomes I'm not. You are not can become you're not or you aren't. We are not can become we're not or we aren't. They are not can become they're not or they aren't. He is not can become he's not or he isn't. She is not can become she's not or she isn't. It is not can become it's not or it isn't. Let's practice. Number 1. I, a student at Gachan University. I am not a student at Gachan University. Number 2. You, ready to go to the party. You're not ready to go to the party, or you aren't ready to go to the party. Number 3. We, excited to see the movie. We're not excited to see the movie, or we aren't excited to see the movie. Number 4. They, happy to be here today. They're not happy to be here today, or they aren't happy to be here today. Number 5. He, on the bus. He's not on the bus, or he isn't on the bus. Number 6. She, pretty. She's not pretty. She isn't pretty. Number 7. It, in my book bag. It's not in my book bag, or it isn't in my book bag.
Now let's talk about the question form.
Question forms have three things that you need to remember. First, the subject and verb switch places. So a direct positive statement like "he is in the kitchen" will change to "is he in the kitchen?" The second thing you need to remember is tone. You must use a questioning tone in your voice. Usually the pitch rises or it falls. Usually rises. So for example, "is he in the kitchen" becomes "is he in the kitchen?" There I have two peaks. Is he in the kitchen? The third thing that you must remember when asking questions and using question form is your face must indicate that you are asking a question. This body language is very important. You can raise your eyebrows as if you were surprised, open your eyes very wide, smile, lean your head forward just a little bit or tip it to the side. There is also another way of asking questions. That's using a negative form of the verb, subject, and object. So negative V, S, and O. They're asking the same question, but there are two different manners of asking. So for example, "is he in the kitchen?" would be a positive question. "Isn't he in the kitchen?" is a negative form of the question. Both are the same question. It's just that there are two different ways of saying it. Is he in the kitchen? Or isn't he in the kitchen? Let's try working one together. Let's look at the first one.
Number 1. Momo, I, a student at Soan University. Am I a student at Soan University?
Number 2. Momo, you ready to go to the party? Are you ready to go to the party? Number 3. Momo, we excited to see the movie? Are we excited to see the movie? Number 4. Momo, they happy to be here today? Are they happy to be here today? Number 5. Momo, he on the bus? Is he on the bus? Number 6. Momo, she pretty? Is she pretty? Number 7. Momo, it in my book bag? Is it in my book bag? Negative form. Number 8. I, Momo, a student at Soan University. Am I not a student at Soan University? Number 9. Momo, you ready to go to the party? Aren't you ready to go to the party? Number 10. Momo, we excited to see the movie? Aren't we excited to see the movie? Number 11. Momo, they happy to be here today? Aren't they happy to be here today? Number 12. Momo, he on the bus? Isn't he on the bus? Number 13. Momo, she pretty? Isn't she pretty? Number 14. Momo, it in my book bag? Isn't it in my book bag? 3 sentence forms using the important verb to do. Let's look at the worksheet together in parts.
Right now, let's talk about the direct positive form.
Direct positive statements of the verb to be have the structure of a simple sentence subject, verb, object, SVO. Here's an example. Do your best on the test. Even though the sentence starts with the verb do, it is implied you. You is the subject, do is the verb, and your best on the test is the object. SVO. Number 1. I momo my homework every night. I do my homework every night. Number 2. You momo it after class. You do it after class. Number 3. We momo yoga in the morning. We do yoga in the morning. Number 4. They momo it quietly. They do it quietly. Number 5. He momo puzzles for a hobby. He does puzzles for a hobby. Number 6. She momo her best when she studies all night. She does her best when she studies all night. Number 7. It momo the work for you. It does the work for you.
Right now, let's talk about the negative form.
To do, when used in the negative form, needs a helper verb, the verb to do. It is also contracted. So, for example, I do not do homework at night. Well, that sounds fine. There's nothing wrong with it. but it does sound very mechanical. It's much more comfortable to hear a contracted part of the verb to do. Something like this. I don't do my homework at night. Let's go through the contracted form of the verb to do. We'll be using it a lot, so you really need to know this. I'll read and give you a chance to repeat. Try to repeat along with me. I do not. I don't. You do not. You don't. We do not. We don't. They do not. They don't. He does not. He doesn't. She does not. She doesn't. It does not. It doesn't. That's pretty good. 3-sentence forms continued on Week 4, Video 2.